It isn't going well, YouTube. It is not going well. We've only had 3 wins in the last 3.5 months, and we are languishing. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. It's not going well, YouTube. It ain't going well. We've had 3 wins total in the last 3.5 months. We have fallen from the top half of the table down to 16th in the Premier League. Today we have 2 big 6-pointers, one against Ipswich and one against Leicester, and we must win both. No matter what system we use, the 4-4-2 with the 2 DMs, the defensive one, or the 4-4-2 attacking, cannot seem to do the job. So there might be a new system in play today. That all being said, see you guys in a second. And let's go run that intro. We need some results. So welcome back in, YouTube. As said, we're in the midst of a relegation battle. We've only won 3 games our last 4 months. We've been playing the 4-4-2 aggressive. And got a win against West Ham, which was pretty nice. We were down to 10 men. It was 3-1. It is what it is. We only lost 3-1 to Liverpool in it. Only lost 3-0 to Arsenal in it. And we drew 4-4 to Newcastle in a game that we gave up 5 XG. But it is what it is. We're doing okay. We've conceded some very interesting goals, though. Like Quansah and Lawrence running into each other, kicking the ball into each other. We've had just all sorts of weird stuff, and it is what it is. Henderson is coming back from a broken hand, so Victor's going to play, and Gibson is going to go in here for Madsen. And we'll see how we go. We're not playing that system. I've been toying with maybe changing into this system. We are still playing the 4-4-2 because it is a very good system. But yeah, let's see how we go, and hopefully we get something out of this. First highlight, Johannesson goes long. Mick Atia, picked off by Quadrado. Mateta, picked off by Watson. McGuinness, going on a run. Mateta blocked. Still going to be 0-0. Ball back stick. And headed over the bar by Bosnijek. Should have scored. We have to win this game, you feel, or else we're getting relegated. And it's 0-0. If you look at the match momentum, top right corner, we are dominating in the 4-4-2 attack, and McGuinness has a highlight. Watson hits over the bar. We can't score. It's typical. 0-0. This will be typical us. We've dominated this first 28 minutes, and then it will be straight down the other end, first highlight goal. And there it is. Typical Stoke City Football Club. Typical. All season, we've had moments, had opportunities. We're playing against a team that we're in a relegation fight with, and straight away, first highlight, they get down the other end goal. We fucking have plenty of highlights, can't do a thing. We're 1-0 down, 30 minutes played, we're getting relegated for sure. Absolutely getting relegated for sure. Corner, McGuinness, backstick ball, Muric punches. Borza wins it. Pearson, Quansah. They have been poor together, the centre-backs, which makes no sense. McGuinness, who's been our best player, and he's 16. Jaden, Muric, and there we go. Watch it. They'll put a ball long, or they'll move it around, and they'll score straight away because we can't do nothing. Nothing at the back works. Watson wins the ball back. Quansah now. Pierce, Lawrence, Borza, McGuinness, can he create? Looks for Mateta, great touch from the big man. McGuinness again, Watson, ball out of Quadrado, oh, it's just wide. Typical again, another highlight, can't score. 40 minutes played, still 1-0 down. Approaching half time. I don't know what else we could do. We've dominated the game, they've had 1 shot on target, they scored. Getting absolutely FM'd here. Getting absolutely FM'd in a game we must win, you feel. Then Donker goes long. Quansah wins. Pearson around the corner. Watson, McGuinness beats one in the box. Cuts it. Bosnijek, it's 1-1. Well done from the 16-year-old McGuinness. The 4-4-2 wins the ball back. And down the other end, we score 58 minutes in a game we must win in a big 6-pointer. And it is 1-1. Well done, McGuinness, though. Drop of the shoulder from our number 10. And Bosnijek scores. We talked about maybe a new system. Maybe this is just the system, the 4-4-2 attack, and just go for it. Maybe it's this system. Gonna need a chance here, moving to the 90th. 89 minutes played, it's 1-1. There's 4 minutes added time. It's 16 shots 6 and 2.46 XG versus 6 shots 1, and it's a highlight, and it's Ipswich in the 94th minute. This would be against the run of play. Oh, on the break we go, Thomas. This would be huge. Finds Bosnijek. Amin. Watson. Out to Thomas. Numbers queuing in the box. Thomas. No, cut it! I cannot believe what I just witnessed. On the break, 4 guys in the box. He's on the byline. If he cuts it, he's got 3 guys that are going to tap it in. And what does he do? Decides to shoot from an impossible angle. Are you for real? It finishes Stoke 1, Ipswich 1. Ipswich had 1 shot on target all game. It was their first shot in the whole game. We've had 19 shots, 6 on target, an XG of 2.74. And guess what? It's finished 1-1. And that is probably going to cost us. We've got 6 months to rectify this, but that is a bad point to drop against a team that's probably going down. And with the form that we're in, we still only won 3 games in 3.5. Now it's 4 months of football. We've won 3 games in 4 months of football. Don't want to say it, boys, but I think we're getting relegated this season and we're going to probably lose our job. We have Leicester next game and we're going to head there with most likely a win. This is a great goal that we have just scored to make it 3-1 in the game against Brentford. The game before, Brentford are mid-table now and in 12th. So this snaps a bit of a losing streak. And as you can see, we just moved to the defensive system. We've won the ball back. And in Babu, back stick to Nathan Lowe, who is 6'5", and he heads home in the target forward role in the defensive system. And we are 3-1 to the good, which is quite nice to see. We're looking for a tight offside. That is perfectly fine. He's come from deep, and they said Amin didn't interact with play. We scored our first goal with McGuinness, with a long throw that was headed back to McGuinness, who drove in from left wing, playing in the attacking 4-4-2. We then conceded from a set piece right on the edge of the half, right at the end of the half, which what should have been the last header of the game. They allowed for kickoff and allowed for us to play, and immediately highlight McGuinness in the winger role was just unreal. Around the corner, what a ball, and Mateta scores, and you guys have just seen the low goal there, which is pretty damn good as well. So the 4-4-2 attack with the 4-4-2 trying to see the games out and very defensive seems to be the way forward. And what we're going to do, we do have this new system as well, which I did mention that we could play. It's more of like if Stoke were really good, they could probably go into something where they're playing a little bit more attacking-minded, possession-based football with... You'd probably move the roles around, sweeper, keeper, 2 ball-playing defenders, look for the overlap and get both wingers inside. You'd probably play this as like a 4-2-4, like something like this is probably how you play it, that system. But we are, in the defensive system for sure. And cancelling all changes here. But that's the new system I alluded to earlier. But, I think we're going to leave it as is. Now, hopefully there's no late drama because I've turned the camera on, or it's just us going on the break because we seem to absorb pressure really well in the system and hit on the break later doors, as Lowe's off the bench and scores 2. He's just 6'5". He's a 6'5" Newson, is Nathan Lowe. For those that don't know who he is in game, has a little bit of potential, and he's 6'5", and I do plan on using this system quite a fair bit. I honestly believe for now we're not good enough to absorb pressure and defend like we are doing there enough. So I believe we're going to start in the attacking system. But what you can do is when you're really good and you have a guy who's like this at the back stick, go to a target forward, advance forward, defensive 4-4-2 when they're really good pushing for the title. And I believe that this system will work. But yeah, great plan B striker. And he just scored 2, which is sensational. But 4-1 up here. This is huge for us in our goal difference too, which is great. But yeah, definitely going later doors is pretty good. By the way, Tusha Mendu playing as a defensive winger on support and has just created those 2 chances. So definitely tempted. No, he's playing as a winger on attack there. He was a defensive wing on support before I looked at making changes. But yeah, beautiful. 4-1, huge. That's a great win, lads. That puts us right up in the table, which is sensational. And we're going to cut into the Leicester game next, which is a big 6-pointer. This was a pretty big game for us as well, as you can see. That moves us to negative 21 goal difference. We have the worst goal difference in the league, apart from Wolves, who are dead bottom. But we're on 24 points. West Ham are the team that we need to worry about the most because they're going to definitely come up the table and probably jump Leicester. Everton and Brighton are really close to us and have 2 games in hand. West Ham have 2 games in hand. Leicester have a game in hand. So yeah, we're not particularly safe in our position here in 14th, but a big win. We got points on the board, which will put pressure on the teams below us. I would imagine if I was to envision a guess, West Ham would definitely jump out the zone and Leicester will fall into the zone at some stage. And then it's about to staying, 3 to 6 points above Leicester, 4 to 6 with our goal difference, and then hoping upon hope that we survive. But yeah, look, this next game against Leicester is going to definitely write the script as Bosniak is out for the next one, but I'll give him an injection, and I'll see you guys in a second where we'll be playing the aggressive 4-4-2 against Leicester at home in a game we must win. A little bit of transfer drama. It is the 10th of January, and I didn't really expect there to be too much drama because I have no money. 4.5 mil and only 2k wage. The club itself has made 20 mil this season. We can see the sharp rise up from when we were in debt. So yeah, nice. Well, obviously we have a very low turnover here in the Prem, and this is generally what happens when you come up from the Championship, and then you start spending money when you are a safe, etc. So Mateta has a bid, and as you guys can see down below here, pretty sure he has a release fee. Does Mateta? Am I like weird? There we go. I don't know why I wasn't showing the other screen, but he has a release fee for 32.5 million. The bid that they've made, as you guys can see where my mouse moves now, is 29.5. So they're going to activate this 32.5, and he wants to leave because it's Saudi wages. I really want to keep him around. He's 27, he's 6'4", he's exactly what we want. However, what I will say, he's only got 5 goals this season in 22 games, which is better than what he did last year. And if he could get to 10 goals, we would probably stay up. I'm also going to go out and say that as much as I like Nathan Lowe, he has 3 goals in 9, and it's all well and good, and it's great. Don't think I would want to be playing him week in, week out. So we would need to buy a striker. And finding a striker that wants to come in is probably a little difficult right now. However, what I will do is I am going to ask him for 30 million. That's 47 million total, right? This way, actually, I'm going to do it from this screen. Right, 30 million. This way, if they say yes, we're going to get guaranteed more than what his release fee is. And now, if the game's smart, they will turn around and just go, oh, we want 47. If they negotiate with me and their figure goes above 32.5, we'd probably just have to take it. They've offered me 36 million. Interesting. So this is where I'll go and turn around and go, okay, now, can you give me like 25 million up front or 20, maybe 2? And I'm happy with that. Yeah, now we have to take this. So they could be just 32 mil up front, and I've seen this happen with Saudi clubs a lot because they just want to bring players in. We would obviously have no other choice but have to take it. They give me 15 mil plus 60 mil, which is guaranteed 30 plus million, which is great. Plus the 2.5 goals if he scores after 20 league appearances, he'll go there and start in the league. Obviously, that's free money. And minimum goals, 20 goals. If he's playing out how he had, they're really good. He'd probably start scoring goals. So as much as I hate this, I'm going to have to press accept here, which is no good. So now this episode is going to be a lot of fun because now we're going to play this Leicester game, go into those highlights, as I said last time, but I didn't see that happening. And then what we'll do is we will give you maybe to the end of the window and see who we signed with the money. A striker that is of 6 foot plus ability and can play advanced forward is going to be top of the list. First highlight of the Leicester game, Watson picks it up, finds McGuinness. We are starting in the attacking 4-4-2 at home in a game we should be winning. Davies, Sumari, into Senesi, and Davis. They move it around quite well here, Leicester. And it falls to them, and they should have scored 0-0. At the same stage you see in later scores, you can see Brentford had just beat West Ham 4-1, which is really good for us, as McGuinness whacking one back stick, looking for Bosniak. Doesn't find him. Pearson. Great run. Falls to Quadrado. His efforts blocked. 2 big chances both sides. And that will be the highlight here for us. Woofend. Fatawu. Into Skip. Going on a run ski down this side. Pearson wins. Borza. Back to Henderson. Needs to go long. Instead he finds Conce's feet. Ben Pearson, Watson. Great movement from us here. Quadrado wants it at feet. Wasn't the right pass and probably was a little bit too slow to get there. They're dominating the ball here, Leicester, which is not great for us, but they are a possession-hungry side. And that's picked off by Watson. Quadrado, on the break we go. Here he goes, the elder statesman, the 36-year-old. He's got numbers in the box, goes back stick. Bosniak's there. He heads over. Should have been towards Mateta in what could probably be his final game, and it's 0-0. 40 minutes played, approaching half-time here in a game where we have looked definitely the worst of the two teams, but it is 0-0. That's all important, and you can see Leicester are holding a lot of the ball. I'm far from pleased what I am going to say, and we'll get into the second half. Free kick for Stoke City. It's Watson. Maybe he goes short into this little area, and he does. Quadrado, good touch. 1-0, great little chip. Leicester's man marking was super poor, and you do not leave the elder statesman in Juan Quadrado at 36. He might even be 37 by now, with that much space in the box, and our number 7 slots home, and we lead 1-0. Sensi. Wolfenden. Good ball out to Fatawu. We're on his touch. Well done, Borza. Great highlight here for Leicester. Effort from distance is wild and wide. I will move into the defensive system shortly, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but it's still going to be 1-0. Throw in. We've just moved into the defensive system. It is Borza. Pearson looks for Lowe off the bench. Cuts it to Amini. Flag stays down. 2-0. Pending a VAR check. And the flag has stayed down. Lowe with the assist and the target forward row. He's been fantastic. Amini at the back stick, the 19-year-old that we signed from the French League, scores 2 strikers signings and 2 striker substitutions. I can't talk. I'm that overwhelmed. Two subs. Both have combined. We lead 2-0. Absolutely awesome. Time is ticking away. There's 5 minutes at a time. Leicester kind of need a goal now, and it's not coming, ladies and gentlemen, boys and well. In a big 6-pointer, we're losing our star man in Mateta up front. We have been losing games left, right, and centre. But in a game where we had only 32% possession, 6 shots free, we scored 2 goals, and we kept Leicester's 15 shots, mostly from outside the box. And they've had a poor day out. We have gone and become victorious. West Ham losing 4-1 as well was really helpful for us. And, well, I am over the moon. That means for the table, as you can see, we do move into 13th. Goal difference below -20. Let's go. 27 points. Historically, 32 to 38 points keeps you up. Last year in the Prem, it wasn't. You needed 40, which is a lot of points. This puts us in the right position. West Ham are on 18 points. They have 2 games in hand. They're good enough to turn the quarter. Let's have a game in hand, but they are now, 7 points away, 8 points away. They're on 19 points down there in 17th. I am immediately starting to say I think Wolves, who play the same amount of games as us, they won't catch us. So with that being said, we are in a position now where we have got ourselves a position where we're at least going to come second to last or third to last and get relegated that way. And that would keep us here. Our next game is Wolves. Wow, didn't realise that. We're going to give you those highlights too. We'll do the Wolves game, and then there's a little bit of the January transfer window. I've already made a potential loan signing for Joanne Kusi Azari. It's a little bit of money. I think we're paying him about 2 mil for him to come in on loan. For me, it just makes sense. You know, he's 6'5", really physical, and him and Lowe can switch in, switch out, and they're really decent. Plus at 18, if he comes in, becomes happy, I will definitely try to sign him because he's my type of striker and he's a bit younger and he could probably do a job. But yeah, there we are. That's potentially coming in for Mateta. And look, we're doing what we got to do. We're where we need to be. I'll see you guys in 7 days for the Wolves game. First highlight here in the Wolves game, and we've been back with Watson. We are on the attacking 4-4-2 against bottom place Wolves. We must win this game. Lowe's playing for Mateta, and there he is. He's got the ball, and he should have scored. He's playing as an advance forward instead of a target forward today, but I will move him to target forward at some point in the game. Bosnijek is also playing quite injured, but it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do. Andre, ball picked off by Madsen, who's playing here over Ben Pearson. Lowe now picking the ball up, finds Borja, Lawrence. Jamie Lawrence finds Watson. Goes back to Konsa. Well worked from us here. Borza around the corner. McGuinness. We look to keep it. Well done between the two of them. Borza now. And Jamie Lawrence. Good ball movement from us here. Wolves giving us plenty of possession. Madsen finds Lawrence. Borza. Madsen, if he can find the ball, Watson wants, and Watson gets. Watson with the ball through to Lowe. And he's missed again. 2 big chances for Jamie Lowe, who's been in great form, and it's going to be 0-0. Half-time approaching, but we have a highlight with Quadrado. We got height in the box, and it's a ball in, and it's headed wide. Of all people, it was the small man. It was McGuinness, and he heads wide, and it's 0-0. Happy with the performance so far. We are going to make a change. Bosnijek is playing off one leg, and Amin's going to come in. I am going to move Lowe into his more preferred target forward role as well. 86 minutes, not been a highlight in the second half. Can we find one late doors? 95 minutes, it's a highlight. It's Watson. He goes to Manoff. He's off the bench. He scores. I think he's offside by a mile, boys. I think he's absolutely offside by a mile. Do not get too excited. I'll take a 0-0 draw. It's good for the confidence of the back four and the keeper, but this is a game we really should have won. And Lowe, who's been in good form for us, has missed 2 big chances, and he is offside. A Manoff, as you can see. Very highly likely that this was the final highlight of the game. And it so happens to be, it's going to be Wolves 0, Stoke City 0. Definitely proving that we need some firepower up front. I do have my eyes on a couple of targets, that is for sure. And I'll be telling you who those are in just a second. But look, we started in the attacking system. It kept the clean sheet 0-0. This is definitely our easiest run of fixtures. There is a world where we don't win a game for the rest of the season, and this is the points that we're on moving forward. But we played fairly well. And that's the main thing, I think. I think on a different day, we win the game. As you can see, that gets us to 28 points. Won't be enough for us to survive. But knowing on the run we had during the December through to September period, we're about to go on that run again. So it's likely we're not going to win a game for the foreseeable future. But we might win a game against Leeds, or we might win a game in and around those sort of teams. It's just about us getting the 32 points. We get the 32 points. I don't see Ipswich, Leicester, or Wolves catching us. And that's the main thing. And West Ham keep losing games. So we could be safe with 32. If we can win one more game, it's not too bad. In terms of our next big games, you got Everton 15th, but it's just so close to everything that we're doing. We've got Leeds, which is winnable. Fulham are having a good year. They both are, so, who knows, but we are at home. We got Forest, who are 5th, Burnley at 11th, Brighton. So I think the next episode of gameplay we're going to give you is Burnley and Brighton. What we'll do now is get to the January end of window, and we can recap some of the signings that we brought in with the Mateta money. Transfer deadline day has passed. We've made a few signings with the Mateta money, and hopefully these guys will help us stay in the Premier League. We'll get straight into it. Obviously, on the outs with Mateta was Nikola Jokic, who, he was all right, but never was going to have the potential to break in, and True Grant, who I didn't even know who that was. And these are the signings that we made, all from here. Some names you'll definitely know. Kusi Asari, or Johan, fantastic wonder kid on FM, was on the loan list with Bayern. Didn't want to come to me on a actual contract in terms of moving with a future fee, but my goal here is to stay in the Premier League and make him happy. As a target forward, 6'5", absolutely physically fantastic. He's going to be part of the team. I'm going to use him in the advanced forward role when we do play the 4-4-2 attack and just see how he goes, but may move him back to the target forward role. I think he's pretty great and is going to be able to bring the ball down for the players running beyond. I needed someone over Ben Pearson because, let's be honest, wherever Ben is, he gets suspended a lot and he ain't that good as a decent championship player. So we needed someone that was a little bit better. For 3.6 mil, we get Waldemir Anton, who is got 22 caps for Uzbekistan and has been playing over in Germany for quite a number of years, since his whole career, playing as a Bundesliga 2 player. Went to Dortmund a couple of years ago and has made 17 appearances there. But he comes in with a little bit more experience at 28 years of age, but great physicality. He's 6'2", he's determined, he's got leadership, he's got great positioning, he can get up and down, and he's just a proper destroyer. You can play him at centre-back, which I quite like too. You can play him at centre-mid, defensive mid, as a ball-winning midfielder on support, which is where I will use him in the deeper 4-4-2 defensive, but we're going to train him to play centre-mid as well as a ball-winning midfielder, and I think he's going to come in and be a massive upgrade over Pearson for 3.6 million. Absolute no-brainer when he got transfer listed. 60k is a lot of money, but he's going to partner up with Watson in the middle of the park. On top of that, we got someone that I've used in saves previously. I always look out for him on my saves. If you haven't watched the top 10 clips of all time video, it will be linked at the end of this video. This guy does create clip number 1. I haven't used him properly since that time, and he's just fantastic. He is actually got a contract, approached the sign at the end of the season. Again, like Kazuki Asari, I want Pietro Pellegrini to come on in, be 6'2", be the small man forward as the advanced forward, because he can do that quite well as a passing. He's very well rounded. Get minutes, keep me in the Prem, and then sign him on a free contract and use him for the foreseeable future, and then sell him on for profit. So Pietro Pellegrini coming on in. He used to be really good back in the day on FM, but hasn't really gone on with his potential. Torino seem to have misused him, and there we are. We also needed a backup winger for Quadrado. Quadrado's not getting any younger, and I found this guy playing over at Bold and Glimp, where, they went on a crazy run last season. He got a 7.09 in the league there. Doesn't have the greatest potential, but at 20 years of age, he's got what I want, which is determination, dribbling ability, and pace with agility. I think late doors for us when we're chasing games in the 4-4-2 or in the defensive system, but on the break, which happens a lot in the defensive 4-4-2, he's great to put in for Quadrado. Start Quadrado, let him go be that creative self, getting up and down, getting him on for 60, and then imagine Daniel Bassi coming on in late doors the last 20 minutes to run at teams, sort of guy that I need to sign. We're not going to attract the greatest talent or the best talent being low down in the table and being, only second season, first season up in the Prem. But what you can attract is players that will do a job. And I think Anton, Bassi, Pietro will all do a job. And Yoan Kazuki Azari, if we can make him happy, was someone I'm definitely looking to sign long-term here at the football club. Let me know what you think of what that means for us. We obviously, with 25 games played on 28 points. It's a pretty good start for us. 8 wins, it's not too bad. It's okay. What I will say is, if we go on as bad of a run of form as we did first half of the season after this good run of fixtures, we're in trouble. We'll get to 32, 34 points if we're lucky, and that might be enough to keep us up. If we could pick up a couple of extra wins or a couple extra draws with the new signings that we got, and hopefully we will be fantastic. In terms of what the team looks like, it is like this at the moment. Obviously, Anton needs to learning to play ball-winning midfielder. I am going to go with Kazuki Asari and Pietro Pellegrini together. Kazu Asari has an important player contract from Bayern. It's the only way they would let him come to me. I wanted him to be a squad player, but that's fine. It does mean that the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Lowe, isn't part of the bench, but there will be injuries to Bosnia-Jek, and there's the main reason I've gone after a couple of extra strikers. He will get his game time. He's actually really impressed me. So, we'll do well and go back to the under-21s for a little bit. But yeah, Bosnia-Jek, who keeps getting injured, will make it his way to the bench and hopefully gets a big transfer away from the club when we become a little bit better. But be a great player off the bench. Amin has been developing too, which is not too bad, as you guys can see here. And, he's been okay. 5 goals in 21 is not bad. But what I'm trying to do is get 2 guys with bags of potential that are really good, make them really happy, and then these 2 can be the strikers moving forward. And that would be a 6'5" and a 6'2" striker in a 4-4-2. And I'm over the moon. With that being said, that is the end of the episode. Give it a like. Let me know in the comment section if you think we are going to survive. I don't know. It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tense. Next episode is going to be that Burnley-Brighton doubleheader, which is right behind my face. But we do have Burnley and Brighton in March, in and around our youth intake, which isn't going to be the greatest, but it will be okay. With that being said, videos either side. To the playlist, if you are watching, this is the first video, and to that top 10 clips video, which you will see Pietro Pellegrini create clip number 1. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, and goodbye.